Max James, and as always, I am one half the Two-Ton Nerds, and tonight is night 9 of the 31 Days of Fright horror movie project presented by the Two-Ton Nerds. This week's theme has been 7 psychopaths, and tonight's psychopath is Freddy Krueger from the original Nightmare on Elm Street. It's almost midnight, so I'm going to get right into watching the movie, and I'll be right back in a few seconds to do my video breakdown. Welcome back. I just got done watching the original Nightmare on Elm Street, directed by Wes Craven. I'm going to get right into my little movie breakdown. I have 6 categories to talk about, so I'm just going to get right into them. And first off is the plot. It's about a child murderer who gets set free because of sloppy police work, and the parents didn't take too kindly to that, so they tracked him down and killed him in his own boiler room where he liked to take his victims. And several years later, he came back to take revenge on the kids of the parents who killed him. So, 2 is location. Location of the movie takes place in the main house of Nancy, and then you got on Elm Street, then you got the boiler room in the dream world for Freddy. 3 is stars. You got John Saxon as the dad, you got Heather Langenkamp as Nancy, you got a very young Johnny Depp as Glenn in his feature film debut, and last but not least, Freddy Krueger, played by Robert Englund. And 4 is the special effects / makeup. The special effects were really good, especially in the death scenes, which I will get into in a few minutes. Then you got the makeup. The makeup on Freddy Krueger was pretty good when you saw it. Most of the movie he kind of spent this time in very, very low lit scenes, but that's what made the movie really effective, is that you didn't really see much of him. And when you did, it was horrifying. And then you got number 5, the deaths. The deaths in the movie are very, very notable. You got Tina's when she gets dragged around the room while she's bleeding from her chest from the 4 knives on her from the claw of Freddy Krueger. Then you got Rod. You know his death isn't as awesome as the others, but it still kind of takes a little imagination, because you got to imagine Freddy hanging him. Then you got the most notable death in the movie, I think, is Glenn, played by Johnny Depp. He gets pulled through his bed, and just a big fountain of blood kind of comes out from within the bed onto the ceiling, and that's a very powerful moment in the movie. And then you got the death of Freddy Krueger, which I will talk about, and the 6th and final thing, the ending. The death of Freddy Krueger was actually pretty cool, because it reveals that the whole movie was pretty much a dream. That's how I'm kind of taking it. And she kind of takes all the power back away from him. It's like, I'm not scared of you no more. And he's like, and he just kind of attacks her one last time, and he just evaporates, pretty much. Then, and then after she kind of walks through the door of the bedroom, and then it's suddenly daylight, and she's like, oh, it's over. But then when she gets into the car, it's not quite over. So I'm just going to leave it right there. Overall, I highly recommend this to first-time horror movies, for first-time horror watchers, because this is how I kind of first started watching horror movies. I started with the original Nightmare on Elm Street and just worked my way through the entire series up to New Nightmare. Then I kind of worked through Jason. Then I worked through Michael Myers. Just kind of and never ended there. So, but if you're a hardcore horror movie like myself, you've seen this movie 100,000 times. So you already know how good it is, or how terrible it is, depending on your taste in horror. So that's all I'm going to say, because most people already have their mindset on this movie. So I just had to kind of break down the movie for the first time horror watchers of this movie. That's all I'm going to say. My name is Max James, and as always, I am one half the Two-Ton Nerds, and I'm going to geek out.